Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the mysterious JG, and guess what? Bobo the Vulture is now in... Well, that's actually a different game. But I got Bobo back on co-commentary as I was kind of in the middle of off-screening when we hit upon the fact that we could both do something together. So I'm going to finish some off-screeny nature stuff I've been doing.
Pete's don't feel me now.
And then we'll get back to... I guess we'll just get back to the plot, assuming that my...
Wow, you need to repair this truck.
This is a mule truck, so it's been treated like a government mule. Wait, what? It won't let me put him in there?
My God. Okay, so what you need to do is go to a mule camp and mess with them like they were Sasquatch until you can get a new truck.
I don't know. See, I guess the mule trucks don't always look this beaten up, and it's been beaten up by the time rain, whatever the fuck it's called. But I also don't know what that actually does. Like, okay, it looks rusty, and when it's a garage vehicle that you can actually repair, the game will warn you that it's in bad condition. But I haven't actually figured out what the negative effect of it looking like this is. Because it's working fine.
I mean, I was under the impression, and I don't know if this is just my own logic, like, trying to find meaning for it, or if it was something that was mentioned in, like, super tiny dialogue. By the way, I have a hard enough time, as I know that you do.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't expect you to be able to read any of
But I'm
this.
usually pretty good at it. The fact that you are sharing a screen with me so that I can see this means that it is now of a resolution where there is no way I'll be able to read small dialogue.
Oh, understood.
I can see the action that is happening.
And it is an action-packed game. Honestly, my off-screening is sometimes more action-packed, because in my off-screening, I fight non-critical battles against mules, and I even went to an area that had lots of BTs, and actually, like, have you gotten to the point where we had our first, quote, boss battle?
Mall? Yeah. Well, I mean, because you're in the new world.
Right. There's nothing...
Well, I mean, not the new world, but,
right.
You know, you're in the Midwest, you cross the Mississippi or whatever.
There's nothing about that boss battle that's actually unique. Like, if you get dragged... like, I kept loading when it happened. Oh, I forgot to start my timer. If you get dragged and load it... If you get dragged by a monster and you don't just, like, quit out and load in frustration, as I'd been doing, because your cargo always gets fucked, you have that same fight with a big squid thing. So I went and, like, triggered a bunch of those intentionally in order to get, like, a bunch of chiral crystals. Like, that's one of the things I was doing off screen. I'm like, that's probably more interesting than the stuff I'm doing on screen, but it's not plot essential. But what I've been doing off screen that you kind of caught me in the middle of, caught me ironing. That's a joke for your purposes only. But, yeah, I was just driving metals and ceramics back and forth to try to build roads, because that's essential and even more boring than the game normally is. So... I've been also moving.
I could explain caught me ironing real quick because it's not that. I mean,
no, you could go ahead and explain while I'm loading up stuff and driving it out to points that it needs to be.
I mean, I was about to say everybody has seen what catalog. Like everybody has seen, you know, like clothing catalogs and things like that. And then it occurs to me that's not a huge thing necessarily these days. But
I mean, I don't think there's a lot of stuff for like teens and 20-year-olds that still uses hard copy catalogs, but like stuff for people in their 40s, it's still out there. But
yeah, like I would notice that I was still getting a lot of it to deliver in the mail,
right.
But then again, the community that I served was
old zone.
A lot of retirement community. Like one of my major routes was a private gated community that is home to a lot of old folks.
As Zerf might say if he were with us, it's those people are living elder styles, and they call their community old zone.
Yeah, that's probably sure. Old zone. So this is an auto paver, right?
Yes. This is an auto paver. So I'm going to be loading stuff onto 2 different auto pavers, and when you're done explaining Got Me Ironing, I'll jump back into the detailed explanations.
Oh, right. I apologize.
Yes, it's very important that you get that out.
Yes. Well, so was it like winter silks or some variety of... It was definitely a catalog that specialized in like comfy long underwear style stuff.
The kind of thing that would have stuff comfort rated to certain temperatures, you know.
Yes, and yeah, this was just some particular set of like a union suit, long john style thing, and they had a male model who was just sort of standing there at the ironing board holding an iron, doing the classic like 1/3 turn, head to the side, doing a little laugh. And I don't remember whether it was you, me, the G sister, but somebody definitely saw this and captioned it, "Hope caught me ironing," because he definitely seemed to be very amused
Well,
with the
I
fact
thought
that
he
he
was
had
in
been.
like underwear, like not like not like a thong or something. Maybe he was in a robe. Yeah, the idea was he was ironing laundry because he's wearing this robe around the house because he's it's laundry day, and I guess he's ironing stuff for work or whatnot. But yeah, there was definitely a sense that he was a little less clothed than he might normally be when you walk into the room.
Yeah, and it seems to be more bemused by it than
Yeah, it's like, oh, you caught me
embarrassed or anything.
ironing.
Just
Well,
like,
now
oh,
that you
hey.
caught me like this, what do you want to do, honey? Anyway, so the road I've been
Of
building.
course, I see a bridge over there to the right, and like I'm looking at it and thinking, oh well, I wonder why the road isn't curving over there. And then I remembered the road network has nothing to do with the bridges being constructed. The
Yeah,
bridges you can just put up using one of those
PS,
whatever
whatever the heck
kits,
they're called, yeah.
PPP
Well, I
kits.
want to say PSSC, but that's an
PPP we
actual
have
term for
encountered.
auditing. Which
Well,
doesn't.
and PPE is a thing that we all should have now,
Yeah.
but.
But anyway, the road I'm building is not in the direction the plot wants us to go. But
Look out, Pac-Man ghosts.
yeah, we got to go this way eventually. Like what I'm doing, like I noticed this.
Yes.
So I'm kind of like, well, what happens if I just ignore the plot for a bit and work my way this way? Like, part of me is curious, like, okay, well, what
Build
would
a
have
road to
happened if I
whatever
had
that is.
found, and you haven't gotten, I don't think you've gotten quite this far, but eventually, after I found Elder
The last-
and Mechanic and Engineer, my next big plot thing was I had to go
saw those
find
guys.
distribution center south of Lake Knot City. And I got curious.
Yeah, I
got
think
curious.
the
Like, what
last
would happen
video
if I
that
got
was-
all the way down here without actually being on a mission and was just exploring? Like, what would have happened? I was curious. So now I'm kind of wondering, like, what if I just work my way over here until I find the next prepper or whatever they're called?
What if I dipped someone's donut in acid?
Exactly. Exactly.
But, like, I think as you are recording this, because I know this is something that you love to do with your audiences, which is explain to them the recording process and where you are in an individual session. But at the end of
well, all right.
your most recent public video, basically was you having completed deliveries to the butcher, baker, and candlestick maker guys,
Right.
and were headed out toward the distro center south of them, but I don't believe you had actually gotten there yet. I think you might have just been doing a couple of the, like, there's one mission where, like, you basically had to go down to the dock and collect up just a bunch of heavy containers of ceramics and then just walk them
that
back
one.
up,
That
or
one pissed me the fuck
drive
off.
your pickup truck down a flight of stairs and load them up that way. But yeah, it was like that stuff. You had not actually gone out.
Well, it was fun actually. So it's one of those things that was fun once it was over to look back on, because I got a good video name out of that, which was that you have utterly failed the bridges and whatever the other name is that they're using, and have destroyed America, because I got a low evaluation the first time because I thought I could just bring a few and then bring the rest, and they're like, nope, you have failed.
You did the bare minimum, huh?
Yes, it's all I can expect.
Well, like
from a piece
he
of
does
shit
that to
like
sort of
you,
shame you, but then he
greatest
also
hero
like
ever.
immediately, he does that a little bit to shame you, but then he immediately like acts as though, oh, it's totally fine that you did that. Oh, I guess I should have asked you to do more if I wanted you to do more. Well, see you later.
Okay, well now might be the time where we find out what happens
you
if.
take care.
Because I'm going to save, and I don't know that there's any sense in advancing. But it might be fun to find out, because I know what happens when you're on a trike. The ghost monsters just pull you off the trike, which is like totally makes sense. I would imagine the same thing happens if you're in a truck, but it might be a more interesting
I
visual.
imagine, like, because they can open up like a giant like tar pit of
darkness
evil
and evil
or whatever.
Yeah, no,
right?
I would assume
like,
that's what's going to happen.
It would just swallow you up. Because, like, I did notice, and this may be something that, like, they explain later, or is just something that's sort of cool and atmospheric, but I do notice that occasionally when those, like, huge, overflowing, giant tar pit things show up, you start seeing remnants of, like, what you would consider "quote-unquote" current or modern civilization.
There's
like,
some connection yet to be explained between
or
the pre-apocalypse world and no, I got you.
a wave washes up and there's like a pickup, like a you know, a Ford F-150 pickup, not like one of these like bridges things.
Oh my god, the scanner has
No,
detected
sorry.
that this truck is actually a BT in disguise.
It's more than meets the eye.
Well, and that's really upsetting because, I mean, eventually they got around to having, like, specifically 5 Autobots who were planes that turned into a big robot and 5 Decepticons who were cars, but for the longest time, if you saw a truck and it was a robot in disguise, at least you could be pretty sure it was an Autobot, you know?
Yeah, it's probably a friendly
Like
truck.
Pang Day, and not a
Yes,
Decepticon like Ric Flair.
friendly truck. Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of ancient cars from a past time,
Yes. Oh, ancient cars from a past time.
they're ancient cars
And
from
to
a
be
past
careful
time
not
here.
to shoot them because if they have a car alarm, it's going to attract the undead who
Yes.
aren't even supposed to
'Cause
be
I
in
do
this
bet
game.
those
but-
car alarms are still going. Of course, you need to really, you should hold your breath. Like, I don't realize there's BTs in here, but you should hold your breath and crouch while you walk past them so that they don't say, "Protected by Viper, stand back."
That's not a bad idea. It's a terrible idea.
Oh, darn it. And now,
Although,
there's
honestly, I
one
just
bit of
saved, and to
trivia
tell you the
about-
truth, you can lose some cargo, but if these things catch you, it clears the whole area of monsters for a while. It's actually really not that inefficient to just let them grab you. Oh, and I was going to find out what happens if they grab you in the truck. That was my whole deal. All right, let me try to shake these guys off and see if I can be in the truck when they attack. Whee!
Yeah.
Hopping and skipping and jumping away from death. Whee! Yeah, the negative effects of timefall. At this point, if I spend way too much time in timefall, it's going to mess up my grenades, as opposed to destroying a bunch of freaking cargo, which really got frustrating when I was on plot essential missions. Alright, so let's just drive right in the middle of this shit and let them pull me out of the truck and see what happens. Well, I guess I really discouraged him. He's gone. No, I'm sure he's still out there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Try to sort of scoot by and see what happens. Yeah, tar pit. And right in there. Oh, I'm getting carjacked. I'm going to be gone in a minute.
Well, there you are. There you go. Oh, and he's giving you a spear.
Then I get dragged through to... I guess there's some centralized major monster that all these little guys are like fingers, like the oars or something. I don't know. You may not realize this because I don't know if you watched the LP that it's relevant to, which is not one of mine, it's one of Grimmin's, but the oars are many fingers. Alright, so it's... I guess I could start off with a grenade right to your face if you're just gonna be like that, but I really need to find something to jump onto, like this. You really want to get out of the tar, because it just makes it impossible to move.
There you go. It's the old world blues.
The real folks of blues. But it's not really. Alright, so now I just gotta figure out where the hell he went. Okay, he's kind of over here where it's a pain in the ass for me to get at him. It's a pain in the ass for him to get at me, too, which hopefully means he will move eventually. Because the best way to kill these guys is to... Once they're in a position where they're charging you, they take a lot more damage. It's like the bull charge. If you get them doing the bull charge, you do a lot more damage.
Yes. But you only have just that time.
And they don't usually hang out at the same place the way this guy's doing. They usually... Yeah. He's gonna dive and... Oh, okay, so he just completely destroyed this foothold, so I probably want to find another. Okay, where are you at, Monstar? And what are your plans vis-a-vis playing a basketball team composed of real players and Looney Tunes stars?
Oh, yeah, I mean, he is the star. Come on.
Yeah, this is going to take forever because I really... Well, actually, no, I think he gets vulnerable for a second, maybe. No, damn it. Just completely missed. I have noticed when they're glowing red like that, you can do extra damage. But they tend to, shockingly, try to get out of that position pretty quickly. Yeah, let me grab that hermetic grenade that this ghost of another player is offering. I'm not. I still don't understand what this is meant to represent, but it is an advantage.
Maybe you get more of these guys showing up, the more. Yeah, no, because he's applauding for you. He's like,
yeah, no, they're like on your side for sure.
Yeah. Well, like I'm wondering whether or not you get more of them when you like leave more stuff in the public lockers or whatever.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. I think that just generates likes, and I don't understand what likes do. Like you mentioned before, like I've tried to rationalize my way through what I think they do, but I don't have a lot of confidence that I understand the purpose of likes.
I think maybe if you complete the game with enough likes, you can restart with the bandana.
That could be it. I could get like awesome, like I could get Fulton so that I could like capture these guys.
Yeah, and make them deliver packages for you. They can deliver like 18 packages at once because they can pull one under each like tentacle.
And people will understandably be a little bit weirded out about accepting them and letting them into their base.
Yeah, but you could open up a new competing business called Etchy Express.
Yeah, it does take quite a few of these
burning
grenades.
through your grenades. Yeah.
I think there are other weapons that will open up if I advance the plot, which is one reason I should probably be advancing the plot, not just goofing around with this off-screening stuff. But
Jacqueline presents Messing with BTs. Yeah, like maybe you'll get. Well, yeah, because I'm guessing if you are still doing this, you do not have whatever like upgraded bolo gun they were talking about.
Yeah, I don't have. I don't have any form of gun that will shoot, that will do damage to them.
Blood strands at him.
BB's getting all stressed, which is understandable.
Yeah, I'm with BB on this one.
I thought you might be a little calmer than BB. I mean, you know it's a video game. For BB, this is reality. Her reality, possibly. I guess we don't know. I'm not sure it's been established.
Yeah, I mean, honestly...
Damn, actually, I'm running these super fast.
Skull-faced spaceman is kind of a gender-neutral gift to give, so we don't really have any strong indications of... What if you pissed on him?
What if I dipped?
That appears to be a weapon in your arsenal. What if you dipped someone's donut?
It affects their like it affects their movement patterns. I don't know that it does anything at all with these guys. You use it against the smaller ones before they catch you, and they'll move away from the area because they find your urine unpleasant for some reason.
Honestly, this is all William Regal was trying to do. It's just that he was trying to affect people's movement patterns on that airplane. Anybody who's familiar with who William Regal is will hopefully be amused by that. And if you're not, he's some guy who urinated on an airplane outside of the restroom. So there you go.
And I think he was the noble Sir William Regal of that. No, wait, no, he was.
Oh yeah,
he was Stephen. No, you're right. He was Stephen. He became
Stephen.
William later. He was Stephen when that particular fun adventure occurred. Okay, now I'm in trouble because I'm trying. Well, I'm trying to punch, but that was a mistake.
Stuff is over by him. Yes. So now you have to run away for a while and hope.
Well, no, because he's kind of hanging out.
Well, yeah, but like if you run away,
so I just lost.
Oh,
I just lost. So now.
Well, there ain't game over. There ain't continues, my friend.
Well, there's not really game over, honestly. It's
Yeah, because you can be.
This hasn't happened for a long time in this LP, but so I'll showcase what happens for people who've forgotten. But I'm then going to get other players' souls. Yeah, but I basically am jumping back into the world of the lip. Oh, I got the baby's butt first this time. So that's fun.
He's giving you the thumbs up. He texted you 316 and gave you the big thumbs up.
And apparently there's a direct line between my mouth and the artificial uterus that thing is in.
Yep.
Oh, did I create a void out? I did not think I...
Wouldn't that be a thing?
No, that was probably... No, I did. I created a void out. Yeah, I definitely don't want to take this. This is not positive progress here.
So, like, wait a minute. You create void outs when you die? I thought you didn't actually die.
That's the thing. I didn't think I died either. I know you can create void outs if you kill someone and don't burn their body, but...
Sure, but they're not, like... They're not level whatever bridge people or,
Anyway, sorry to waste all the time with that fight, because that's the first time I've lost one of those things off screen since the first time I fought one on screen. Like, I'd been winning all my fights with them.
Well, yeah, you're like DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
All you do is win.
Well, except that I just lost. But no, that's not how I expected that to go.
Well,
so I don't know if it's worth trying to do it again, or just trying to avoid them the way that you're kind of supposed to. You get a lot of chiral crystals for winning those fights, though.
So, like, if you wouldn't be able to just floor it and get past them.
Not in that truck. It's possible if they're kind of thin on the ground, and you know roughly where they are. You can kind of evade them on a trike, but the truck is not going to be fast enough.
Yeah.
So let's go. Move. Picking up chiral crystals, which is probably a waste since there's a real decent chance I'm going to have to continue again and not have that register. But
as I have mentioned before in comments, but of course not on camera, so now I have to take everything clever that I've put into comments and make sure that everyone engages with them by having them be on the actual like LP. But chiral crystals, I always hear that, see that, and think Kyber crystals, which is some sort of...
That's what Jedi lightsabers are made of, right?
Well, those are Kyber crystals. Kyber crystals would be crystals made by Kyber Corp, the company that involves making all of the, like, dual monsters, like, equipment or whatever for, like, doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Battles.
Are they the ones that created the Millennium Eye?
I honestly don't know. Like, I'm not even sure whether, like, there's some guy who plays dual monsters in that. Whoa, hey guys, you're right there, aren't you?
That's all I want, guys.
So, like, Kaiba is a character in that show, I think, and I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy.
Well, here's a memory chip, anyway.
Here's a little shelter. Oh, a memory chip?
Yeah, they're collectibles. They don't really do anything. They give you pictures of various vehicles that Honda paid to have included in the game as product placement. So I'm feeling like this might be a place where there was a mission to win the favor of... Damn it, alright. Might be a little too late to hold my breath and escape this guy, but I'll try. No, he's already found me. Okay. Ah, what the hell? Round 2. Let's try this again. Let's let it catch me and see what happens.
Alright, Kakarot round.
I'm even ducking down to make it easier to grab me, guys. Come on. Almost ruined truck. That's the most important thing right now. As demons from hell drag me into a battle against some kind of Cthulhu monster, the most important thing is that my truck is in real trouble.
I mean, if you were Baby Bronco, that would probably be true.
Thanks. Yeah, Baby Bronco would be more concerned right now with a truck than the life of his uncle. It's possible. I don't know that he remembers who I am, unfortunately. But all right, Bronco. I mean, I'm just, you know what? It not even occurred to me. I could just spend the rest of this LP pretending that is Baby Bronco, and therefore he just really wants trucks, and that's his main motivation.
Yeah, when you get a new when you hop aboard a truck, BB looks happy.
Okay, so
Or BB could, in fact, as we were talking about the attack before, BB could be Bald Bull. Just think about him looking happy
that's
because
true.
he's
And maybe if I
managing
ever
to
have
do
a
his
boss
uppercut
battle
charge.
against BB, I just need to remember to hit him to counter his charge. Well, there's
Yeah.
something I could pick up
When you
there.
And, you know, when you face him for the second time, presumably it's after one of those sequences where he knocked back on the glass and then started banging his head through it because he has
Those
little
weird
bandage
me out.
crisscrossed on the top of his head.
They keep that one was repeating a lot too, but it's weirding me out. Mads Mikkelsen stuff has started repeating too.
Sure.
Oh, I
have you
didn't think it
gotten
was
the
charging.
Christmas
I thought
one
it was
multiple
ducking.
times, or was it like a holiday special?
Yeah, you know, I won like several, like, well, maybe 2 or 3, I guess, but I won a couple of these off screen, and now I don't seem to be able to win them anymore. Yeah, I know you're not happy, BB. We get it. It's not. I'm upset with the baby for acting like an infant.
Why you gotta be such a baby, BB?
Yeah, come on, baby, BB. Be a man,
Come on, baby.
weird infant in a glass jar.
It's like, and I unfortunately I can't even remember the name of that like later on character in Art of Fighting, whose taunt was to say "Come on, baby," in a way that actually made it sound like he was encouraging a baby to go somewhere. He's like, "Come on,
Oh,
baby."
you're not talking about King, who would say, "Come on, baby."
Yeah, no. she said that in a way that made it sound like
Suggested
she was
that she
using
was
phonetic
not-
alphabet to.
It made her. It just suggested that she was not American.
Which is fair. I mean, we're not a monarchy, so King would not be.
I'm not sure why the monarch would be working in Joe's Cafe or wherever she was anyway.
I think she was Jack at Max Cafe, or
No, well, she wasn't Jack at Max Cafe. That was Jack at Max
well,
Cafe.
she was posing as Jack.
See, okay, maybe that was a critical hit. Now I'm just really confused as to how all this works. I don't think I came with enough grenades to do this. At least the shitty damage they seem to be doing against this monster.
Well, I wonder whether or not, you know, it's possible.
Higher level,
you know.
Squid monster.
Yeah,
here.
it could be a high. It could be a higher level BT. B, it could be that this is this game's version of automatically giving you a 5-level wanted rating when you walk out of the part of the map that you're not supposed to be. Although you're doing a good enough job,
I mean, it could be.
it
I
doesn't
kinda
seem
doubt
like
it.
they've made it unwinnable. Is it just me, or does it seem like there's more like red irritated areas showing up? Oh, hey, there's a guy getting ready to chuck you some stuff.
Yeah, I need some of this stuff too. The power skeleton they just give me. I need blood bags.
Well, I mean that'll be useful.
They're not going to be that useful, actually. I really need the grenades.
Let's try all that axes.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Climbing this thing would be handy, but it does not look like it's meant to be climbed.
I don't know why that ghost did not appear to have a shirt, but I guess maybe that's just what happens to us when we're in heaven or in that old black water which keeps on rolling.
See if you want to remove my shirt.
Is that the Doobie Brothers?
I think so.
Yeah, because like this thing about the thing about the Doobie Brothers is that you get the like Michael McDonald era, which is very distinctive because Michael McDonald is one of those guys that just has a very distinctive voice.
He does. He does.
But then
I don't think there's a song. I can't think of a single Michael McDonald song that isn't at least somewhat enjoyable to listen to.
yeah, I mean, for the longest time, I did not enjoy any of that era of Doobie Brothers just because there was something about his tonality that sort of grated on me. But I've definitely come around on it.
Well, I might be getting confused. Who did Jesus Is Just All Right?
That was also Doobie Brothers.
No, I know, but was it Mike McDonald or?
No, he joined up in like the late 70s,
Okay.
I want to say. So like a lot of their sort of like peak
So
classic
I think I'm
rock
confused
era
about which
was
one's
like,
which. So what's like a Mike McDonald era Doobie Brothers song that I would recognize?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Taking It to the Streets. That's definitely a fun song.
Yes. And what a fool believes.
Don't like that one as much,
Those
but it's
are,
also a fun song.
Okay.
Oh,
But yes,
fuck.
like, but
I think I'm out of
You're
hermetic
totally out?
grenades.
like, could you just like, like, I feel like
I
at
should
this
be able
point
to
you should
punch
be
it.
able to
Oh,
just like
hold on.
empty out, well, or
Okay,
just
no, I
like
do have-
empty
I
out
got one
a pea
more.
grenade and like
This
pour
would knock
blood
my
into
ass.
it. Honestly, the thing that would help you to get thrown at you by those shirtless ghost guys would be hematic grenades, but it also makes total sense that they wouldn't have grenades that were made from your blood.
Well,
like
I don't
they
think the
wouldn't have
game actually
access to
thinks that way. I
instead
think they
anyway.
could throw them to me, but it's a whole different thing right now to see what my. It's not something that's popping
Well,
on
you're-
screen right now. My actual blood level. Hold on, am I
Yeah,
using
which is
the
weird.
grenades
Oh,
or not?
like that red that isn't that red meter? Oh yeah, there you go. You got 5.
Where's the red meter? I can see a blue meter and an orange meter. Orange.
It's next to your playable character.
Oh.
It's next. It's see the red meter. It's by you personally.
And I just
It
fucking
moves
lost.
around with your character.
I just fucking lost. He was like one or
And your
two
DualShock
grenades
4
away.
battery
Oh,
is low.
I'm telling you guys, I killed like 3 of these things off screen. It took a while, but I never got anywhere close to failing, and it just failed twice as soon as I start recording. All right, is it gonna let me load?
I think it's me.
No, it's not gonna let me load because this game fucking. I hate
I'm,
this game. It's
I'm
like
distracting you with my my melodious Michael McDonald impression. Oh, there was another one. Aside from taking 2 streets of What a Fool Believes, that was. Oh, okay. This is just his head this time.
skip this shit. No, because it just
Skip
makes it like that. It's a big pain in the ass to load. It's like they don't want you to
Yes.
load when you fail. They want you to deal with all this no, I'm not. It's a video game. I get to decide if I failed badly enough that it's not worth trying to recover from. That being said, this video was we had some Doobie Brothers discussion, so the video was not a failure. But from a gameplay advancement perspective, maybe it was a little bit. So I'm going to call it a video, and when we come back next time, I think I'm just going to say screw this and actually try to advance the plot. Hopefully with co-commentary from Bobo the Vulture.
That'd be nice.
So we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.